Hello, fellow viewers. February 2nd is the day that George and I share a birthday. And although George and I only shared one birthday, I can show the events that happened. Welcome back. Man, I must be getting old. People used to call me Unk, but now they call me Grunk. Anyways, back on topic. As you may already know, I found George on the 4th of July, 2023. George was on the verge of dying, but I couldn't give up on him. Due to George's size, I assumed that he was around 5 months at the time. That would make his birthday around February. But from the time leading up to his birthday, we spent around 8 months together. And every month, I've noticed that George grew stronger and stronger. He went from not being able to walk straight and just walk in circles, to walking in a straight line. With his tendency to walk in circles, it may have been caused by a head injury, but it was nothing too damaging for his overall being. George was very kind and never tried to bite me at all. I've been bitten by opossums before, and their bites don't feel the best. George was kind to everyone and never showed aggression at all. This is just a little bit of insight about the opossum that George was. Now, when it came to this video, I unfortunately realized I didn't have too much footage of George's birthday.
I apologize, everyone. I wish George and I had more birthdays together.
But the birthday that George and I did have together, I'd say it was a good one. And this is what George and I feasted on. Fried chicken, a biscuit, shrimp, corn, salad, and mashed potatoes. George, of course, has the smaller plate, but that isn't all that he ate. I gave him some of my food as well. The first thing that George chose to eat, or at least sample, was the biscuit that was made. The way that George bit the biscuit, it ended up being awkward for him since it was placed oddly in his mouth. But after a little bit of time, George was able to take a bite out of it and eat it.
The flavors are melting on my tongue!
I also captured George eating shrimp. This wasn't George's first time eating shrimp, but since he liked it so much, I gave him some of mine. George absolutely loved mashed potatoes. They were one of his favorite foods. I don't believe I ever gave George some fries, but I'm sure he loved them based on his love for potatoes. And yes, George had some of my mashed potatoes as well. Another thing I caught footage of was George eating fried chicken. I was surprised that he didn't go crazy over it like he would do with other types of meat. When I was watching George eat the fried chicken, it was almost like he didn't know how to eat it. Just look at the form, the way George holds the chicken. It looks very funny to see him hold it like a person would. So after all of George's feasting, the end result is him looking very round. After eating dinner, I removed my slightly heavier friend from the table. Next was cake and ice cream, but George was a bit full, and he didn't have any, so he chose to sleep. I received a few gifts, such as a keyboard and a mouse to
Help with my gaming.
I also received an opossum plushy pillow thingy, along with this food, which I wouldn't recommend using, and I'll get into that with another video. But if you're caring for an opossum and the opossum is doing perfectly fine under your care, don't use that product. I made the stupid, careless mistake of thinking that it would be okay to feed that to him, but it ended up being a decision that I regret to this day. I'm not happy about the way that George went out, but I'm glad that we had a lot of happy moments together. As always, thank you all for bearing with me, especially during these rare uploads. And until next time, stay safe and well, and may God bless you.